Thank you very much. I hope that you can hear me well. I hear a little bit better. It's a great pleasure here at Western Balkan countries. The World Bank has released our Western Balkan regular economic report, in fact, only yesterday. So if it's okay, I'd like to share with you very briefly three highlights. One is on the broader economic outlook. The other is how the government actions and approach during challenging time, and very briefly on what we do in the region. So Western Balkans had a strong start in the first 2022, recovering from the COVID shocks. The employment rate for the region averaged 46%, 3 percentage point higher than a year ago. So all sectors contributed to the job market recovery, with service, including tourism, playing an especially strong role. As a result, labor shortage has a concern highlighted by many businesses across the region. The unemployment rate in the Western Balkans also declined to a low of 13.5 by mid-2020. Encouragingly, the broad-based recovery in the labor market also benefited vulnerable groups. However, this trend, as discussed by many other panelists, the region is now confronted by a series of shocks. Their energy, food price have pushed the inflation level to an unseen level that's unseen for decades, eroding the purchasing power and business confidence. The region's export boom has begun to slow, and import costs has sharply increased. So this has widened current account deficit sharply and putting a pressure on currency and foreign exchange reserve. All of this monetary tightening policy that has needed to tame inflation is pushing up financing costs and weakening demand. So all of this has put significant pressure on budget. So this combination of supply and demand shocks weighs heavily on the region's outlook, keeping inflation high and dampening consumer investors' confidence. So as a result, the growth in the Western Balkan economy has been further revised down, the growth projection to negative 0.03% in 2023. This is for the sub-region as a whole. So the government, as ministers mentioned, the government are facing acute fiscal pressure now due to a combination of energy relief measures and high financing costs. This comes at a time when the fiscal buffer have already been depleted through COVID policy support, and the financing conditions are tightened. And the yield on outstanding Eurobond issued by the Western Balkan countries also widened noticeably in 2022, with some of them pushing close to as high as 10%. So fiscal risk will need to be closely monitored as energy generation and distribution firms struggle to finance their operations. In some countries, they are also prevented from fully passing their higher cost to end users. So that means fiscal deficits are expected to widen and public debt are expected to increase. So what can the government do in this current environment? That's my second. In the short term, government should prioritize support, ensuring measures that are time-bound to minimize fiscal risk. At the same time, with limited fiscal space, no regret reforms that could boost medium-term growth needs to be considered and should still be the priority. So this, given the intense headwinds to long-term growth prospect, is critical for economies in the Western Balkans to advance structural reforms. At a time when resources are scarce, it will be appropriate to prioritize reforms with limited fiscal cost that would serve to accelerate growth over the medium term. It would include measures to raise standard of governance, including digitalization, increase the level of market competition, remove entry barriers to business, increase retention and investment among foreign investors to boost productivity as well as skills and reduce barriers for labor force participation. So these are This also underlines the importance of accelerating green transition and the difficulty to do that. But the transition still needs to be heading in the right direction to away from volatile hydrocarbon towards cleaner electricity generation. So in the World Bank, we are committed to supporting the Western Balkan countries in the short term through development policy operations in many of our countries and economies. We are trying to help government to relieve short-term pressure at the same time introducing structural reforms in one operation. So these are trying to strike the balance short-term and priorities. And we're also to invest in long-term development areas such as health, education, clean air, water, urban development, risk management, and of course, energy. So we're also a country development report for Western Balkan economies, try to bring the climate change projections and the economic growth into an integrated analytical framework. We very much look exchanging views and analytical findings with you all process. Let me stop here. Thank you.